go Pilo, go Payden, go Pilo, go Payden, go Pilo, go Payden. Wait, what? Who wrote this? Were Eden and Shiloh here in the classroom? There's something fishy is going on. What? Am I on camera? Eden and Shiloh, did you set this up? I know you did. Whatever. Anyway, since I'm on camera, let me just start teaching. So today, we are going to review the Rashis that we started talking about on Zoom today, and then we'll continue on the board. Let me just erase the go Pilo, go Payden thing. I don't know how they got into my classroom and how they wrote on the board. Guys, it's Corona. Go home. Don't go to school. It's crazy. Okay. Anyway, basically, this is what we're starting with. So we said in Pasuk Chaf, as Liara read so beautifully today, and it came between the camp of Mitzrayim and between the camp of Israel. So the pillar of cloud went between the two camps. Why? To protect Bnei Israel from the Mitzrayim, right? The Mitzrayim were trying to throw rocks and stones at them, and the cloud protecting them whenever they tried to throw it, the cloud was like a wall that did not let anything harm Bnei Israel. Then we talked about the Amunah lesson, saying the reason why Hashem did this is because he loves us, and he'll do anything to protect us. Then we went into Rashi on Pasuk Chaf, the first Rashi that we saw on Ve'evo ben Machane Mitzrayim, and it came between the camp of Mitzrayim, and it told us about a mashal. Now, I already said it today in class, and Tehila J repeated it so nicely. I'm so impressed with you guys that you were able to learn over Zoom, but I'm going to repeat it in case anyone wasn't in our Zoom session today, and in case anyone was not listening, because I get how it's hard to learn over Zoom. I do get it. But that was good prep. And now I'm going to read you what it says in a book that I really like the way they wrote it. Hold on. So it's a mashal. It's a mashal about a father who watches over his child. A father was taking his little son to a place which could only be reached by traveling through a dark, scary forest. Do not worry, the father reassured his son. I will watch over you and make sure that you will not get hurt. The frightening trip began. Soon, a terrifying howl pierced the stillness of the forest. Oh! A robber armed with a big knife crawled out of a bush in front of the travelers, followed by his gang. In a flash of a moment, the father hid his son behind his back. And then the son breathed a sign of relief. He was behind the father's back, but then all of a sudden, a wolf emerged from behind them, baring its teeth and growling. Quickly, the father placed his son in front of him, and the boy felt safe. A short while later, there were dangerous animals and people, like scary robbers, surrounding them in all directions. But the father was in full control of the situation. He picked up the son, held him in his arms, while he chased away all of the scary people and animals. When they reached a clearing a little later, the sun began beating down on them. The father spread his robe over the little boy to protect him from the sun. When the son was hungry, the father fed him. When he was thirsty, he gave him a drink. Nimshal! Just as the father protected his son from every danger, so did Hashem continually protect Bnei Israel as they followed Moshe through the desert. Now, when Paro and his army were attacking Bnei Israel, Hashem sent his cloud, which usually traveled in front of Bnei Israel, to protect them from the back. So this just reassures the point in a mashal and nimshal sort of way. It talks about, here, I want to put this here. It talks about a mashal of this boy who whenever there's anything scary, the father protects him. If it's in front of him, he protects him in back. If it's been behind them, he protects the boy in front. The father's always protecting, and that's the same way Hashem dealt with us in the desert. No matter what happened, Hashem came up with a solution and protected us because he's our father. I know a lot of you liked that Amunah lesson, so I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I'm glad I was able to repeat it here again in a different way. Now, the next Rashi says it's on, and this we didn't do on Zoom, so we're starting something new. Rashi, Vayihi ha'anan ve'achoshech, there was cloud and darkness. So it says in the pasuk, and it came between the camp of Mitzrayim and the camp of Israel. The cloud that was usually in front of them went behind them, and it separated the camp of Bnei Israel and the Mitzrayim. And there was the cloud and the darkness. So why is it saying that there was the cloud and the darkness for Bnei Israel? There was cloud and darkness? No. Rashi points out, one word Rashi, Mitzrayim, for the Mitzrayim. It was only dark for the Mitzrayim because the cloud is the only thing they were able to see. So it became very dark for them. That's all they saw was cloud and darkness. Then the pasuk continues, Vaya'er et halayla, and then there's a Rashi on Vaya'er, and it lit up. And it lit up the night. What lit up the night? Rashi explains, Amud ha'esh et halayla li'Yisrael, the pillar of fire lit up the night for Bnei Israel, Ve'olech lefneihem, and it moved in front of them, Kidarko lelechat kol halayla, like it usually did and to travel at night, Ve'choshech shel ha'rafel, while the darkness of the cloud, letzad Mitzrayim, was turned towards the Egyptians, towards the Mitzrayim. So that's what I was explaining to you from before. So here is my cloud and fire. So the cloud was separating the Bnei Israel from the Mitzrayim, right? So all they saw, imagine, was like a wall of cloud and darkness, while Bnei Israel had the pillar of fire in front of them to light up the way throughout the night, like it always did, right? Always. We know that the pillar of cloud always came at night to lead them. The only difference now is that there's a cloud blocking that same light so that the Mitzrayim could not see. That's the only difference. And then the last part, V'lo karav zeh el zeh kol halayla, Rashi, V'lo karav zeh el zeh, and this did not come close to this all night. Rashi explains, what does that mean? This did not come close to this. 3 words, machaneh el machaneh, one camp to another. So basically, because there was this wall of darkness and cloud, the Mitzrayim were not able to catch up to Bnei Israel the entire night. So that gave Bnei Israel a huge advantage to run, because Bnei Israel could see at night and the Mitzrayim could not. And that's why the Mitzrayim could not catch up. They couldn't see. How could you see? How could you catch up if you can't see? So I didn't want you to write down any of these Rashis. If you want to write simple explanation in your notes, that's fine. But there's not enough space in our notes, and we've been writing a lot of Rashis recently. So those were just, I just wanted to tell you about Peh, like through my mouth, but you do not have to write them down, okay? So now we're continuing to Pasuk Chaf Aleph, and this you do have to write down. So everybody, I don't want it on a separate piece of paper. I want it in your pink books. That's why I sent you home with them, okay? So pink books, tab 1, page 14, Pasuk Chaf Aleph. Let's go. Let me get my marker. Vayet Moshe et Yado, like we said before, Nateh, and Moshe stretched his hand, et Yado, his hand. So everyone write that. And Moshe stretched his hand. Al Hayam, on or over the sea. Vayolech Hashem et Hayam. Vayolech Hashem, and Hashem turned back et Hayam, the sea. Beruach kadim azeh kol halayla. with a strong east wind, parentheses, blowing all night. Write it on the bottom if you don't have space. Vayasem et hayam lecharava, and he made, capitalized he because it's Hashem, and he made the sea to dry land. Turn the page, next line. Vayibak'u hamayim. If we were in class right now, I'd make you all sing it. Baka, baka, split, split. Vayibak'u, vav, yud, blim, like, ooh, and they, and. But we're not talking about a they, it's actually the water. So, and the water split. And that's it for Pasuk Chaf Aleph. Let me read and explain what is going on if you don't already know. Pasuk Chaf Aleph. So, you know what? I'm going to let you see it for a second. Pause it if you need to get it. Okay, let me continue. So, and Moshe stretched his hand over the sea, and Hashem turned back the sea with a strong east wind blowing all night, and he made the sea to dry land, and the water split. So, as I told you before, all of this information that we said about Moshe stretching his hand and the water splitting and Bnei Israel going through on dry land, that was all the plan. Like I told you, that was the plan. It did not happen yet. Then I told you we're back to real life when the cloud that was in front went behind and the pillar of fire went in front to lead them during the night and the Mitzrayim did not catch up. That's happening now. So right now is when we're finally getting to the part where Moshe is actually doing the splitting. So, where's my staff? Moshe took his hand, stretched it over the water, and Hashem basically made a strong east wind blow the entire night and make the water stand up and leave dry land in between. And the water split. So the water split into walls, right? 2 walls of water. And in the middle was dry land for Bnei Israel, which we're going to see more in the next pasuk. But so that's all you need to know for this pasuk. What's happening in this pasuk? It's finally happening. Moshe's taking his staff, spreading his hand over the water. Spreading his hand over the water. The water is, Hashem made eastern winds blow all night and pick up the water into 2, made it split into 2 walls so that there is dry land. Okay, moving on. Now we are going to Rashi. So please open up to your 3rd tab. Rashi, 3rd tab, page 33. There's actually 2 Rashis, but we're skipping one of them. We're skipping the one that's Baruch Kadim Hazah with the strong east wind. And we are going to the very short one. The Dibur Maskell is Vayibak'u hamayim, and the waters split. So it's like literally 3 words. It will take 2 seconds, but let me erase the board. So we're on the third tab, page 33, not note side. It already fills it in for you. So it asks you to translate the Dibur HaMaskil. The Dibur HaMaskil is Vayibaku Hamayim, which means, and the water split. And then it's just asking you to translate the three words that Rashi says. Kol mayim shebe'olam. I'm sure you all know what that means. Kol, all, mayim, the water. Shebe'olam, that was in the whole world. All water in the world. All water in the world. We'll write an exclamation point when we explain it. So basically, Rashi's question is, it says in the pasuk, and the water split. What water split? I mean, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, the water that we're talking about, the Yam Suf water. But the answer is not so simple. It's not only the Yam Suf water. It's all the water in the entire world. And I'm sure you guys have learned this in Parsha before, right? That when this happened, when the water split, if there was a swimming pool, the swimming pool split too. If there was a bathtub filled with water, that split too. Every and all water in the entire world split when Hashem split the Yam Suf. So that's why Rashi asks this question and answers it to make it clear to us that all water split. So again, very, very simple. She'elas Rashi, what is Rashi's question? Which water split? Question, which water split? Answer, Teshuvas Rashi. Rashi's answer, very simple. All the water in the world, every single body or any single body of water, any water in the entire world split at the same exact time. If you didn't see it, pause it, write it down. Skip the next question.